My name is Gareth Thomas. I'm the President, CEO, and co-founder of Westhaven Ventures. Today I'm going to be talking about a new and exciting new discovery just in our backyard in the SPENCES Bridge Gold Belt. I'll be making some cautionary and forward-looking statements today, so please keep that in mind as we go through the slides. Westhaven has 4 properties over 35,000 hectares, covering 35,000 hectares on the SPENCES Bridge Gold Belt, all road accessible and close to major highways, which equates to cost-effective exploration. Today I'm namely going to be talking about our new discovery on the SHOVELNOSE, where we just announced some drill results today, which we thought were really good, but the market disagreed with us. Good opportunity to get in there right now, I'd say. Team, over 200 years experience on our board, and literally I mean that. That's just not what you hear from everyone. Good track record of discovery as well. And the main point there, management has a very large equity position, just over 38% of a fully diluted shares. Brief look at company snapshot here. We're listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture, symbol WHN. We have a little over 85 million shares outstanding, a little over 95 million fully diluted. As of today, we have a $75 million market cap. Yeah, we got a little bit of a haircut today, as mentioned earlier there. Fickle market, I'm not going to get into that, but once again, I think a very good opportunity, as you'll be seeing here shortly. Just back into the ownership, 38% as mentioned with insiders, management, another 15% in institutions and funds, and 10% family and friends, and another 5% in resource companies. So very tightly held share structure, and we know where a lot of these shares are. And you can see, obviously, below there, our chart. You see, doesn't take. You can see where our discovery was made there in October. Good little run up since. Management, directors, and advisors. I don't have enough time to go through all of this, but once again, a lot of experience on the board here. Of particular note, down on the bottom, up from the bottom there, Ed Ballon, widely recognized as discovering this SPENCES Bridge Gold Belt, which I'm going to be talking about here shortly. So this is the SPENCES Bridge Gold Belt. As mentioned, it's outlined there, or as mentioned, we have 35,000 hectares over 4 properties. Our properties are outlined in red. The gray there is the belt itself. It's a 110-kilometer long Cretaceous volcanic belt. And you'll see there it's 170 kilometers as a crow flies from where we are today, about a 2.5-hour drive. That's no exaggeration either. From here, you can be there in 2.5 hours on our drill site. So obviously very, very well located. Starting from the bottom, right there you have our flagship SHOVELNOSE project, where we, in the fall, announced 17.7 meters of 24.5 grams per ton gold. Today we announced a follow-up 50-meter step out from that, 12.9 meters of 12.1 grams per ton gold. Market didn't like that for whatever reason, but a lot of good continuity there, and I'll explain that a little bit shortly here as well. Up to the northwest there, heading the next project on the map there is the Prospect Valley, which we acquired from Birkwood in 2015. Another very prospective, hence the name, project. And then further up, you'll see the Skunk project there. This is where we were able to acquire this property in 2017. Of note there, in 2005, this was the first drill program on this whole entire belt. So before this, no minfill occurrences, and there Strongbow and Almaden drilled 12.8 meters of 20.2 grams per ton gold. And due to market conditions and moving on to other things, it was there for us to make a deal on, which we're happy we did. And then most recently, we acquired through staking the Skunk North project, which has by far and away the biggest silt stream sediment anomalies on the belt. Very, albeit blue sky, but very interesting looking project. I'll quickly, I'm probably already running out of time here. You can see the little outskirts of each property. There's black dotted lines around there. Announced in October, I guess it was September, a group called Sable Resources staked 189,000 hectares, which is the largest staking, one single staking event in BC history. They staked basically the remainder of the belt that we did not have and other companies currently on the belt didn't have. So we had a CA sign with them beforehand, so we made a deal where within those black dotted lines there, we have a 5-kilometer radius where we have a 2.5% net smelter royalty with anything discovered by Sable. Then outside of that 5-kilometer radius, we have a right of first refusal for anything discovered. So needless to say, we have our foot either completely 100% owned or we're involved in 225,000 hectares on this belt. So very exciting year coming up. Lots of work planned by Sable as well. So really looking forward to 2019. Diving into the SHOVELNOSE property itself. Coquihalla Highway off to the left of your screen there. The property actually goes right across the Coquihalla Highway. You see the power lines there to the north. We're going to talk mainly today about the South Zone, the newly discovered South Zone, but also keep in mind to the southeast and east, the amount of ground there that has had really limited work done to date, and very prospective looking ground as well, as I'll shortly tell you why. But 15,000 hectares, large road accessible property. We were just up there on Wednesday, in fact. Here's just a picture of, we're looking now at hole 18. You can see, if I had a pointer, I could tell you where there's a little drill shack there. That's hole 18, so you're looking southeast there, just to give you an idea of the lay of the land there. Lots of forestry in the last little while, which is great for us. We haven't taken on a tree in quite a long time for our drill pad, so it makes our job a lot easier for permitting too. Here's the South Zone zoomed in. This is our newly discovered South Zone. I guess this year, we're just starting drilling there this time last year, where we discovered 1803, which we drilled 18 meters of 4 grams. We followed that up with the top hole there on the screen is hole SN 1812. That was our first sort of big high-grade hit on this trend, which was 1.65 meters of 175 grams per ton gold and 249 grams per ton silver. If you go down, follow that down to the next red dot, that's hole 22, which we just announced today. That was a 100-meter step out from hole 14, and it's 160 meters away from hole 12, which I just mentioned. And that was 5.35 meters of 8.79 grams per ton gold and 32.34 grams per ton silver. Very good intercept. And hole 21, which I'll touch on there, just the step out from hole 14, 12.9 meters of 12.1 grams per ton, including 94 grams silver. And a big thing to note here is at the very top of your screen, on the left-hand side, you can see the last hole up there is 1609. If you take that down to the bottom, you're looking at 720 meters of strike between 9 and 19 at the bottom, where though 19 we didn't hit high grade as we did in 15 and 14, we still hit an anomalous zone there despite heavy cross faulting and lots going on there, which we're hoping to explain here shortly as ground geophysics is ongoing. Obviously not going to go through all of these. This is just results from 7 holes out of the South Zone since it's been less than a year since we've been on this property drilling, and you can see the gold and the silver in the far two right-hand columns there. Obviously a well-endowed area, lots of gold, lots of silver, so very exciting times and really just the tip of the iceberg here. Running out of time here, just briefly the elevation control about this area. It's important to note, which I'll touch on the next slide, but generally in these epithermal systems, you're getting about 300 meters of a good sort of mineralized area. So from 1,300 meters elevation to about 1,000 meters, we're seeing gold ranging from 0.2 up to 5-6 grams. But when you get into the real sweet spot there, that's outlined with the 2 red arrows. That's where we're getting our real good intercepts, like in hole 14 and 15. So that's the elevation we are really looking for at this point, and it's taken us 69 holes to figure this out. But we think we're slowly getting there. What I mean by that here quickly, and I'll probably close on this. Hole 18 there, which was a 100-meter uppercut to hole 14, hit you'll see on the zone 1 and zone 2. Well, keep in mind zone 2 there, where we drilled 2.2 meters of almost 19 grams, still below that 1,200-meter elevation. So this will be our next drill hole on this to test that real sweet spot around 1,200 meters elevation. So we're hoping there we'll see similar results to what we saw in 14 and 15. So just getting our elevation control and obviously periphery. This is all very new, but very exciting to say the least. Just the last slide here. We flew the whole property last year, 15,000 hectares, 75-meter spacing. See the south zone and the arrows there in a mag-low trend there. These are just some lineaments we've put there. There's a nice circular feature covering probably a rhyolite dome. All these white lines here are very intriguing to us and what that could mean. So, and that's more or less in conclusion, a large underexplored gold belt, numerous targets with district scale potential, and we'll be starting a roughly 3,000 meter drill program in February. So thank you very much for your time.